The specifics, July 4th. As we said, over 550 drones and missiles. Our sources confirm Kyiv was hit hardest.
Mm-hmm. And the human cost was immediate. Reports indicate at least one person killed, unfortunately, and 23 injured.
Yeah, and widespread damage, too. Buildings across Kyiv took hits. It really feels like an attempt to just overwhelm everything.
Absolutely. And what's, fascinating from an analytical perspective is the volume, even if defenses intercept most.
Right, even with good defenses.
Some getting through can still cause terrible destruction. And it does raise questions about defending against these huge sort of saturation attacks.
You mentioned defenses. Ukraine's air defense systems, Western-supplied ones like Patriot, NASAMS, they reportedly did intercept a lot.
They did. Reports suggest a high interception rate. But the sources also hint at this possibly being a sophisticated tactic, maybe using slower drones first to exhaust the defenses.
To draw fire.
Exactly. Draw fire, deplete munitions, and then follow up with faster missiles. It suggests an evolution in their offensive strategy, this sort of digital storm approach.
Okay, so that's the attack itself. But then here's where it gets really interesting, right? Ukraine's response.
Swift.
Very swift. They didn't just defend, our sources are clear. They launched a retaliatory strike against a Russian airbase in Voronezh.
Deep inside Russian territory. That's a significant detail.
It is. It feels like more than just defense. It's sending a message.
Well, yeah. If you connect that counterstrike to the broader picture, it really does seem to mark a tactical shift, or at least an escalation in Ukrainian tactics.
How so?
It suggests, increasing capability, maybe willingness to project power beyond their borders.
Yeah.
Hitting the infrastructure that supports Russia's air attacks.
Targeting the source?
Precisely. And doing it so quickly after the Kyiv assault. It adds this whole other layer. It's about disruption, deterrence, not just absorbing hits.
Okay, so attack retaliation. Inevitably, this drew international attention fast.
Instantly. Global concern was palpable.
And our sources picked up on U.S. President Trump weighing in pretty quickly.
A public statement.
Yeah, and it was sort of a two-pronged message, wasn't it? On one hand, calling for stronger Ukrainian defenses.
Right, bolstering their ability to withstand these attacks.
But also, and this is notable, calling for renewed ceasefire talks.
Yes, that combination is interesting. Strengthening defenses and pushing for peace talks right after a major escalation like this.
What do you make of that? What does that signal?
Well, it raises an important question. It could signify a few things. Maybe a strategic balancing act. You show resolve by backing defense.
But you also keep the door open for diplomacy.
Exactly. Or perhaps it's an attempt to leverage the crisis, Use the intensity of the moment as a potential catalyst to actually get talks going again.
So, signaling that even amidst the fighting, diplomatic options have to stay on the table.
It points to the complex pressures, the